to you live from Pompton Lakes, New Jersey is myself, Julia Lupuma, and my partner, Drew Schweibel. From 1902 to 1994, the DuPont Chemical Company dumped chemicals into New Jersey's Pompton Lakes. While this company abandoned the explosive site years ago, it has yet to clean up the mess it left behind. The closed worksite is still owned by DuPont Chemical. The company responsible for this pollution has had years to clean it up, but they have failed to do this.
Behind us is the closed worksite of DuPont Chemical Company. For decades, families have been suffering from the toxic pollution left in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. Hundreds of families suffer from poisonous gas in the soil that migrate up into basements. The air they breathe inside their homes is filled with cancer-causing TCE, and the full extent of all this pollution in the community is still not fully understood.
In 1987, when John Sinister became mayor of Pompton Lakes, he had no idea about the contamination. He found documents about DuPont locked in a Borough Hall file cabinet. His discovery led to the first public hearing about the contamination. Outraged borough officials and residents pressured the State Department of Environmental Protection to broaden the scope of testing, which helped uncover evidence that the pollution had spread much further into a nearby neighborhood, poisoning wells, contaminating yards, and threatening the health of residents.
This contamination was made known to the community, and the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection ordered DuPont to conduct a cleanup, a project that still goes on today.
In 2009, results showed that this water was still emitting high levels of TCE and PCE vapors into the air. Since this time, DuPont arranged with every homeowner in the area to test the air and install a system that would remove these vapors from their homes. Residents were also hit with more bad news when a health study compiled by the New Jersey Department of Health and Senior Services found a significantly elevated cancer rate in the region, potentially linked to contamination from the Pompton Lakes DuPont explosive site. DuPont Chemical proposed a 5-year cleanup plan.
In 2011, DuPont attempted to remedy the issue. They poured vegetable oil mixed with microorganisms into the groundwater in an attempt to remove the chlorinated solvents. This is a process known as bioremediation, which uses microorganisms to reduce the chemical concentrations in the environment.
DuPont officials explained to Pompton Lake residents that this process uses microorganisms to break down the TCE and PCE into ethane, and the vegetable oil is the fuel the microorganisms need to live off in order to continue to do this. DuPont later reported that this mixture was unsuccessful because it would not move through the soil and come in contact with the TCE and PCE.
DuPont began its second attempt on June 25, 2013, right here where we are now, reporting from the intersection of Barbara Drive and Schuyler Avenue. Officials said this area was chosen because it has the highest levels of TCE and PCE. This time, company officials mixed lactate with the microorganisms for a texture that is less viscous than the oil. DuPont's plan, again, was not entirely successful as it did not address the high levels of mercury, lead, and other toxic chemicals that they left in nearby creeks and lakes.
Residents are exasperated by what they see as sluggish redemption and deemed that cleanup could not be left in the hands of DuPont Chemical. Some of the residents believe that federal Superfund is the best course of action to continue with remedial activities, while other residents worry that Superfund status would stigmatize the borough, scaring away potential developers and new residents.
Many in the borough feel trapped and are unable to sell their homes when they inform potential buyers of the contamination. Residents have complained that the stigma of living in the plume has damaged property values and impeded home sales. Homeowners have repeatedly called DuPont with the hope that they will buy out properties or guarantee home values. Sadly for now, these hopes remain pipe dreams.